National Foot Health Week, a week set aside each year to serve as a reminder to everyone that their feet deserve care and consideration throughout the entire year. Have you become acquainted with your feet? Are you aware of the services available today to ensure you have healthier, happier feet? How many of you have your teeth, chest, and general health checked regularly and have never been to a chiropodist or given any special attention to your feet? Or would you believe that most people, men, women, and children, spend more time and money on their hair than they do on their feet? Sound feet are the foundation of good health. Did you ever stop to think what your feet do for you? They go to work first when you rise in the morning, are responsible for supporting every pound of weight you carry, and for moving it wherever and whenever you decide to move until you retire. Yes, when you stop to think about them, they do a lot for you. But what do you do for them? Well, you answer that question. However, if you are like most people, you don't do nearly enough. Why do I say that? Because surveys show that 72% of all persons over the age of 2 in this country have some form of foot disorder. The United States Department of Labor and the American College of Surgeons have issued statistics which state that sore feet cost industry in this country a minimum of $100 million a year. A survey made in an Ohio public school system showed that over 70% of the graduating seniors had foot disorders. Amazing as all this may seem, the real tragedy of it is that most of it can be corrected. Why isn't it? Because people don't stop to think that they have only one pair of feet to last a lifetime. They are not properly informed as how to care for the feet, and they do nothing about early symptoms of corns, calluses, or just plain tired, aching feet until they can no longer walk. It is also true that until chiropody was established as a profession, there was no organized attempt to deal with foot problems, and little was known as to the causes of foot disorders or how they should be treated. Chiropody is a rapidly growing profession today of specialists trained in the treatment of the foot in health and disease. And even though there are over 7,000 chiropodists throughout the country, the demand for more is heard from every direction. The chiropodist today is a well-trained specialist in the healing arts profession. He is required to have 2 years of pre-chiropody college before entering the professional school and must spend 4 years in an accredited chiropody school. Upon successful completion, the degree of Doctor of Surgical Chiropody is conferred. In addition to his knowledge of foot care, he is also well informed on how the feet and legs function as a part of the body as a whole, so that he is able to recognize systemic disorders that manifest themselves in the feet and thus work in hand with medical doctors to the individual's best interests. Let's look in on chiropody today and see just what they're doing. Here we find the doctor in consultation with a patient on her first visit. The interrogation is quite extensive, as foot disorders, other than injuries, can be related to anything from childhood diseases to her present appetite. Now we go into the examining room for the physical part of the examination. The doctor systematically checks for any pathology in circulation, motion, muscle tone, neurological response, or any condition that would indicate a functional disorder. Many times this information is not sufficient to get at the cause of the trouble, and the chiropodist must resort to other methods of gaining information. The X-ray is of great value in showing him many things he could not otherwise see. The X-ray is also helpful in determining the correctness of the shoe worn by the patient. Many times, laboratory work is necessary to aid in diagnosis. Blood tests and other chemical analysis help in many ways to complete the diagnosis while cultures such as these permit the identification of microscopic organisms that allow him to effectively treat skin diseases that do not respond to usual treatment. Your chiropodist has many special aids for diagnosis, such as the device here used to measure the degree of muscular imbalance. He also uses special equipment to test the function of various muscles that must work in harmony to assure proper foot function. You have probably heard it said, a problem once stated is half solved. This is also true in the treatment of the feet. Once a diagnosis is made, the battle is half over. The treatment is all that remains. The chiropodist, being limited by the laws of the state in which he practices, will many times find the treatment indicated to be beyond his field. This is especially true since many body disorders have their first signs and symptoms appearing in the feet. Some cases are referred to the patient's family physician, as no cure can be effective if it is not corrected at its source. The great majority of cases, however, have their source in the feet and legs, and here is where correction must be done. Many modes of therapy are employed to bring about the particular correction desired. Here is a victim of poliomyelitis receiving a hydrotherapy treatment. This has been very effective in helping to restore function to the involved muscles. The use of electric currents have proven their worth in many disorders. In this patient, it is assisting in developing a muscle balance between the muscles of the leg that control the foot. Here it is being used to destroy a severe fungus infection that a short time ago made walking painful and difficult for this patient. This diathermy machine is producing heat deep in the joint of this sprained ankle. Infrared, ultraviolet, and others are employed to assist in returning feet to health. Sometimes this road to health is long, and to save the patient the cost of time and money, appliances are employed that permit continuous treatment without the frequent visits to the chiropodist. This boy, 5 years of age, is most fortunate in having a mother who was sufficiently concerned about the condition of his feet to bring him to a chiropodist. Unlike many others, he has feet that are weak in their supportive structures. The foot appears perfectly normal when it is not carrying weight. However, when the weight of the body is applied to the foot, the weak structures give way and the foot completely breaks down. Now this record showing the foot when bearing weight, compared with non-weight bearing, allows for a visual record, and taken periodically shows the progress being made by this treatment. After several treatments to properly condition the foot, a cast is made of each foot in the position to be maintained on weight bearing. X-rays are used to assist in this determination. An appliance is then made to conform to the cast, which will conform exactly to the foot. And as this boy grows, his feet can only grow one way, the right way. As the structures accommodate this correct position, the appliances will be eliminated, and a healthy pair of feet will replace what might otherwise have been a lifetime of pain and discomfort. Let us view some typical cases that did not receive attention early enough to make complete return to health possible. Now, these patients express many regrets that they were not aware of how to care for their feet and where to find advice and assistance until the damage had exceeded the point of cure. However, through the modern methods of treatment, these people are completely relieved of pain, and often it is possible to greatly increase their function. It is a common occurrence to see a painful face feebly enter and a happy expression spryly exit. Some of the more serious conditions undergo surgery. Here, too, the many recent advances in the field of foot health have made possible the correction of many chronic illnesses and have brought about more successful results in the treatment of injuries. Foot health is rapidly gaining interest in the public school systems. In some states, Regular foot examinations are compulsory. In most states, it is entirely at the discretion of the local board of education. It is felt that with a foot health program, much is to be gained through education. While this is a new part of the health program, reports show that foot problems are being reduced. Since it has been statistically proven that foot health is an expense item to industry, many plants are providing a foot health program in connection with their general medical program. Hospitals throughout the country are rapidly recognizing the need for specialized foot care for their patients. Reports show that foot clinics and hospitals have, in diabetes alone, reduced amputations from 19% to 4%. Yes, more and more in every field of endeavor, we are finding an ever-increasing need for more doctors to care for the multitude of existing foot problems. Now, many of you are probably wondering why it has taken civilization so long to get acquainted with their feet. The answer is relatively simple. Our foot problems have come from our civilization. For example, the habitat of the American Indian was kind to his feet, grasslands and desert, not the hardwood floors and concrete pavements of our civilization. An Indian who went to New York City on a lecture tour found his feet aching before the day was half over and had to change his moccasins for white man's shoes. Be conscious of what your feet do for you. Recognize the warning signs of tired, aching feet and legs, and follow these 10 basic rules for foot health. Yes, bathe your feet once or even twice a day and dry them thoroughly and use foot powder afterwards. Never wear the same pair of shoes 2 days in succession, and change socks or stockings once or twice a day. Cut your toenails straight across and not shorter than the flesh. Wear all leather shoes, both soles and uppers, and pick the right shoe for the right occasion. Be sure you have the proper size shoe, the proper last shoe, and the proper size sock or stocking. Limber up your feet at intervals. They have muscles too, remember. Wiggle your toes. Don't needlessly get your feet wet, and don't let them stay wet from perspiration. Cultivate good posture and give your feet proper support with all leather shoes. Examine your own and your children's feet at frequent intervals to guard against ailments. Don't be a bathroom surgeon. If your feet need attention, consult a qualified chiropodist.